What is up, you guys? It is Jerry Clean. Today we are going to be going over the safest and simplest attack strategy in Clash of Clans, and that is E-Dragons. E-Dragons are Town Hall 11 and 12, and they are one of the safest strategies and strongest strategies you can use. This is because E-Dragons are incredibly powerful, and they don't require a lot of planning or anything fancy to execute. As you can see here, the composition, I use 7 E-Drags, a baby dragon, and 12 balloons. In the clan castle, just run any air usually, and then a rage. You see with my spell composition, I run 5 free spell. This is because E-Dragons have 2 main weaknesses. That is air sweepers and single infernos. The biggest thing with E-Dragons, the biggest tip I can give, is going into air sweepers if you're in a war attack and you have to get the town hall. If you have to go into an air sweeper, you need to freeze it regardless. That is the biggest tip I can give with E-Dragons. And also, sometimes in your wars, you'll find people with single infernos. You just can't have a single inferno picking off your E-Dragons, so that is why we bring more freeze and rage. Because if you can keep them alive, although they are slow, they will get good value. Now, like any other attack strategy, oh wow, Town Hall 10. Like any other attack strategy, you need to cut the funnel. That's where the baby dragon comes in. So you use a baby dragon for one side, and you use an E-Dragon for the other side. You can use your king if necessary, but usually with E-Dragons, I like to save the heroes for the end. That way, if you fail the Town Hall, sometimes the heroes may also get the Town Hall. So right here, we'll attack this base. First thing I'm looking for is the Infernos. He's got 1 single, which I'll have to freeze. He's an air sweeper pointing up and down. If we come from the right side, however, we should be able to evade that air sweeper for the most part. So, to start off, you always want to start with a coconut loon, which is to try to trigger any black mines to keep your baby dragon and E-Dragon from getting hit. Now right here, you see, we can get great chain value as all these buildings are within 1 tile of each other. So the E-Dragon will chain through 5 different buildings here, and he goes the way we want, which works out great. Hopefully he can get 2 hits. That way he cuts the funnel. Now you want to start with a line of loons to bait out any mines, and then just pile in the rest from there, warding up, and we'll get an initial rage spell down. And now you E-Dragon just go right on through. So as you can see, that sweeper is going to hit us, so we are going to have to freeze it. And our E-Dragons are kind of going to the side here, which I don't like. A good chain value now. They all go towards the Town Hall. We'll pop the Warren's ability. We're going to freeze that sweeper one more time along with the single Inferno. You're going to rage them up. Biggest thing with E-Dragon is try not to overlap your rage, as that can just kind of be a waste. Oh, pay attention. Got to freeze these air defenses. Okay, we didn't need to freeze that air defense in the back end, but as you can see, this was pretty simple, and for a war attack, if you just need to save 2-star, this can bring it in quite easy. Back in heroes for some percent, and they didn't make it very far in this base. This base was more spread out on the back end. Right now, we're going to pick up some percentage. We're going to hop out so our heroes don't fully die. I think the warden died, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. So right here, we're going to train up another army. I'm going to go through this replay. It's the first time I was warming up with E-Dragons, and I got a 3-star. So this base is very, very compact. So with E-Dragon, it's important to know how the chain works. The chain works from one building to another, and the damage will decrease the more buildings, but you need to know how far it can chain. So if you look right here, it can chain these 3 buildings because there's only a 1-tile space, whereas through right here, 2 tiles it can no longer chain through. So if you start off here, I'm looking at the base. I see that the sweepers are pointed away from the bottom, so I'm going to go from the bottom. So you drop your coconut loon, and then your baby dragon on one side to funnel, and your E-Dragon on the other side. You'll see right here, the chain value I get right here is pretty good, as all those buildings are 1 space apart. So now that I have set the funnel on each side, you do your line of loons, your line of E-Dragons, and then Stone Slammer heroes. And then from here, it's all about spell time and placement. Do an initial rage, and then we're going to freeze a single Inferno. I didn't freeze a single Inferno on the bottom until now because the sweeper was targeting my troops because that single inferno was locked on balloons. The balloons are good for tanking black mines and any defenses initially to keep the dragons healthy throughout the attack. Right here you can see we're tanking along. Those two air defenses are placed tightly so I can freeze both of them at one time, as well as them getting chained. Right here we have back-end heroes that help with the percentage and help clean up. At this point, this base has been overwhelmed, and he really doesn't stand a chance. As you saw up top, you might have catched it. Balloons ate a black mine, which is a lot better than the E-Dragon eating the Seeking Air Mine, because it'll take out about a third to a half depending on the levels. So from there, this base has been history because it was tightly packed. That was a prime base to E-Dragon. Or bases are more spread out, it is a little more difficult to E-Dragon. So we're going to quick gem up this army. Oh, that was expensive. We're going to go up for another live attack and see what we can do. So when I look at a base, we'll attack him. He's almost 100% maxed, if not, and he's got 2 single infernos. So if this were a war attack, we have to go from the town hall side. So we're going to cut the funnel, and we're going to do that by using a test balloon to see if there are any black mines on each side, an E-Dragon and a baby dragon. So the baby dragon does its job there. They should not go out. And he gets good chain value. The chain value makes it even more tight. So now we have a tight line up towards the town hall. And he's also going to get these 2 collectors right there. So now what we want to do, we want to do our line of balloons tests. We're going to do our stone slammer, our E-Dragons, then our warden. Make sure he's on air. We're going to freeze this multi and this wizard. See, they ate 3 or 4 black mines there to try to keep the balloons alive a little longer. Then we're going to rage them up again. You shouldn't overlap them too much, but right there, it's kind of what we had to deal with. And as you can see, the air sweeper right here got chained through, which gave us good value. I'm going to rage this big group down here, and then we're going to freeze the eagle and the queen. Oh, it's going to get 2 shots off. That wasn't great value. We're going to let that single burn up, and then we're going to freeze that eagle again, and then for some percentage on the back end, we can drop our heroes, because every percent matters in a war attack. So this base, fully maxed, and with just a little bit of planning, we'll be able to get a solid percentage 2-star. One thing to note is that we did go against the eagle the whole attack. If you can get the eagle on your way in, that helps, as the eagle is one of the stronger defenses. And this base also had 2 single infernos. In many wars, you'll see 3 multi-infernos, which can work out better. Your loons will die quicker, but your E-Dragons cannot get melted. So there we have it. We have a 75% 2-star and a fully maxed out base, and we really didn't have to plan very hard. So that's why this strategy is very safe and strong. So I hope you guys liked this video. I'm going to go around and play with E-Dragons tonight, and I hope you guys do too. Thank you.